Welcome back to Gaming Grounds. It's your boy Action Jack. I'm coming back with another action-packed video. Today we will be talking about the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive Classic that was announced by Sega to be releasing on September 19th of this year. Yes, September 19th of this year. They're going to release 40 games in total. That is more than the SNES Classic and the NES Classic combined. Definitely going to be a lot of bangers, a lot of hitters on the Sega Genesis Classic. But as of right now, Sega said that they're only going to announce 10 at a time right now. Well, I won't say at a time, but they said they're only going to announce 10 as of right now via their Twitter. But we're going to go into some games that I enjoyed, as well as some games that I found on RetroGamer.net of the top 10 games that they said were on the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. I don't know if this was sales based or if this was just their top 10, but nonetheless, they received a top 10 list, and I do enjoy the content that does come up on RetroGamer.net from time to time. So I just decided to pick up their list and give some type of feedback on those games that were listed, at the same time giving you guys the list to go look up yourselves if you want to go and find that list that I'm referring to at the moment. So the top 10 games that RetroGamer.net mentioned as the top games on the Genesis / Mega Drive were Sonic, Devil Crash, Gunstar Heroes, Streets of Rage 2, Strider, Desert Strike Return to the Gulf, Shinobi 3, Echo the Dolphin, Thunder Force 4, and Shining Force 2. Out of those games, I've heard of all except for Devil Crash, Desert Strike and Desert Strike Return to the Gulf. I've definitely heard of Gunstar Hero. I still play that. Streets of Rage 2 was my favorite beat 'em up game that I played. I think I rented Streets of Rage 2 more times than I can count. Anytime we would go to Blockbuster, that would be my game to pick up. One, because I thought the case was dope when I went in as a kid, because that's how I picked games when I went into Blockbuster. I didn't have, websites, gaming magazines or anything to give me an idea of what to pick up. It was just, I go in the Blockbuster or movie gallery, saw the case looks dope, read the back of it, sounds good, pick it up, and that's my weekend. But I did want to mention games that I do remember that I would love to see on the Sega Genesis Classic or Sega Genesis Mini, but I'm going to call it the Classic because it's going to be classic. But I'm going to mention some games that I played and that I enjoyed, and that I'm pretty sure will be on the system itself. But if they're not, hopefully Sega does find some way for us to put it on there, or if someone hacks it to put games on there, much like I've done my SNES Classic, then that'll be cool too. So we have Alter Beast, Alex the Kid, Golden Axe, TriStar, Sonic and Knuckles, and of course the Mortal Kombat series. Now, I'm not sure if they'll put the Mortal Kombat series on there, and the reason why is because I do feel like there's going to be a re-release from the Mortal Kombat team with Ed Boon, the whole team, on multiple systems. I think they're going to tie that in with Mortal Kombat 11 as well. So we may see the remakes come after Mortal Kombat 11, because Mortal Kombat 11 is supposed to come out in April of this year. So if we get those remakes along with Mortal Kombat 11, I don't think they'll put it on the Genesis Mini, but if they do, that's cool too. But of course, with any and everybody, the biggest claim to fame that we know Mortal Kombat for is when it came to Genesis gave us blood. Super Nintendo didn't, because we had issues with ESRB at the time. Actually, we didn't have an ESRB at the time, and then with that whole, controversy, it all came along, and where Mortal Kombat came from there, blood was entered in part 2 and 3 and so far and so on. But honestly, to just make this quick, the Sega Genesis Classic or Mini, whatever you want to call it, is definitely going to be a pickup by me. It looks great. It's done by M2 with emulation. It's got to be a hitter for Sega. Like, Sega's been on it. Sega was kind of faltering a little bit, but Sega's been on it lately. But that brings me to my next point before I end this video. If we're getting a Genesis Classic, let's go ahead and get that Dreamcast Classic. I need to see that Dreamcast Classic. I want to see a Crazy Taxi. I want to see Ready to Rumble. I want to see Power Stone. I want to see Jet Grind Radio. I want to see these classics come back in the Dreamcast Mini form. And if they can make some improvements to the controller, I know they want to do a one-to-one representation, but the controller for the Dreamcast was slightly uncomfortable, and I don't think they'll resell the VMU or the memory card. So they'll have to find a way to close off that big hole that's in the Dreamcast controller. But if they can make that comfortable, if they can make that classic comeback, there's ton of games on the Dreamcast that they could bring back and make a Dreamcast Mini, Dreamcast Classic, whatever you call it, is gonna be great if the emulation is on point. I know they may have to make some adjustments with the music because there were a lot of licensing on a lot of those games, especially when it came down to Crazy Taxi with KFC and seeing Fila when you drove by. But I believe Sega can pull it off. And if they can pull it off with this Genesis Mini, along with the Dreamcast Mini, Sega has nothing but hitters on their hands. But that has been my time. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow on Twitter @GamingGrounds. And this has been your boy Action Jack. Peace.